All right, welcome back, everybody. We're on day 14 of 42 Days of Magical Practice, and today we're going to do a deeper dive into the burning meditation so we have a better understanding of it and where to put our emphasis to get the most bang for our buck, so to speak.
Right.
So, so that being said, basically, I mean, the short of the long of it is the more emphasis that you put on the relaxation aspect of the whole meditation, the greater your results will be. And I think hopefully we can talk about why that is.
Right, and exactly, because bringing it back to when we did several days ago, the relaxation part of this segment of this work, right? The idea was that the more you relax, the more you become less particle and more wave-like with the energy in your body, right? So, and that was equated to having a stronger bridge to that place of pure potential, which is just wave, which is just energy, right? So it's it hasn't differentiated into particles yet, right? So there's no observation of it yet. So it's just waves of energy, and that's it. But the potential for everything. So we want to become more like that, and so the more we can relax our body to the state of profound relaxation, and in that term, again, I mean very specifically, no tactile sensation or awareness of the body or senses of the body whatsoever, and only your mind being awake and aware and having that sort of move into that spot, or, be in that spot of pure potential, focusing on that place. And you can't get there with a physical body attached, right? So you need to move there with your mind. You need to move there with your awareness.
And again, that terminology of like going there or getting there or moving into that spot is, for me, I always felt like when I thought about it that way, that I had to go somewhere, get somewhere, and therefore I had to apply more force or try harder or push or whatever, or strive. So, and I think that one of those really important points is that it's a dropping deeper inward.
Right.
And in that sense, relaxation is exactly what it sounds like. It's a letting go. Right.
And it seems, that would take less energy it takes less energy to fall out of a tree than it does to climb a tree. So, so when I drop inside or fall inside and go into that place of relaxation, yes, all of these spaces are internal, within you. And obviously, your physical body is just the, sort of the place marker for that, right? It's not actually there, right? It's just that place where we have an identification, and we can use that to sort of drop in and feel safe enough to expand our minds, to expand our awareness, right? But in order to do that to the nth degree, we need to drop away the senses, because they can become distracting, right? So the sense of sight, it's easy, we close our eyes, but then we may have images or whatever that come up. So we're slowly but surely acknowledging, let them go, and they dissipate, even the visuals that come up, right? Sense of smell, again, probably a little easier. Sense of taste, obviously, that's one that's easier to go. Sense of hearing, we can do all kinds of things to sort of rend that into a neutral state, right? Earplugs being the easiest. Then you only have to deal with your heartbeat, so, or anything, that's like that, right? Or we can have sort of that white noise phenomena. We use that, right? I like, the sound of rain or anything like that. That's just this sort of all over, amorphous kind of pattern of sound. It will get me into a place where, yes, in the beginning, it sounds like I'm saying, that sound is okay. That sound is easily dissipated into no sound. And so because it's so all encompassing, and so it sort of fades out into the background. And when you're in that space of immersion, then you're just there without anything. There's no sensory apparatus online from your physical body.
So a good ultimate goal to have, but also to know that even if you're not in that place where you can't feel your body and you can't hear anything, and, you're still having an effect.
Step by step.
I mean, that's the thing. It's anything that's a non, that's kind of can become a non-starter so quickly if you think that I can't get to this spot, so I'm not going to be able to burn anything away, and therefore why should I, or like, not even why should I, but even just to be in that place of frustration, which is going to make it harder to relax.
Yeah, and for me, again, it's like there is a certain amount of like playfulness that you have to have it, right? Joyful effort.
Yeah.
Right? It's a joyful, it's like a game that you're trying to outsmart yourself. It's like playing chess against yourself. And really trying to make, which side is going to win, really not knowing. So it's like really breaking your mind into those pieces and sort of engaging it in that way, in a playful way. It's like, I don't want to play chess against an enemy, right? I'm going to play chess against a friend. So it's like there's this, I'm going to get it, but I'm, it's like it's that type of engagement, not this drudgery that, I can't do it or whatever, I mean, we could use all these other analogies of like, you don't go into the NBA at 3 years old. I don't care what kind of prodigy you are. It's like, it's not happening, right? So it's the same with this. Why would we think it's anything other? Why would we even consider that it's anything other? Because we're older and we understand it, that we think that that's going to actually bring us into the place, quicker than, I mean, obviously a better understanding is going to have a better effect and probably cut your learning curve down. I hope it does. That's the whole point of this, right? Cut the learning curve down. But the idea, let's be realistic about our expectations as well. And again, know that everything you do builds up your momentum. You have a magical momentum, basically, an energetic momentum that continues. And again, even in the act of doing it, even if God forbid it sucks for days on end, or week after week after week, change something, put it aside, do another practice, come back to it, whatever. But know that the habit of doing it is building up a hypnotic rhythm of doing something for yourself, making yourself better, doing something toward a goal that you have in focus. That's important. That's important because that you will find a way that time and energy will be expanded and move more and more toward that goal. So, I mean, there's so many positive benefits to doing that. Don't make one parameter of the practice the only thing that's important. Yes, we're concentrating on relaxation now. And why is that? Because it's opening that bridge. We're making a superhighway, right? Stainless steel, concrete construction, 8 lanes wide, so that when we get there, we can bring back whatever we gather from that place, right? So we can carry it back across this really sturdy bridge of relaxation and bring it into physical creation here, right? The opportunity for it to be created here, basically. Right, because it's still in its energetic form, but we bring that opportunity for it to be created here, and when we act on it, so that's the whole idea. So again, relaxation is the bridge, to be able to transfer, something from that place of pure potential to the place of, our physical reality. That manifested or created here. I like creation better than manifesting, just because manifesting's been used so much, and it just becomes one of those words that nobody pays attention to anymore. Right. But so to create that, that's a big deal, and relaxation is a positive way to go there. Again, we equate relaxation with focus, right? So there's a certain amount of power there, and there's a certain amount of when we do that enough times, when we want to achieve something more, we have a certain sense of relaxation. It doesn't mean that we don't do more toward that goal, but we do it in a relaxed manner. We do it with a joyful effort. It's not this drudgery. It's not like, I've got to pound this out. I've got to get it done. It just puts more resistance around it. So it's relax first. And, what can I do in a nice, concise way? How can I make this more efficient? Relax.
And when you were first starting to do this technique, or when you were first learning to do it in a traditional setting, what percentage of the time for, let's say you had 10 minutes of practice, how many of those minutes were spent on relaxation versus how many minutes were spent in the, act of imaging or visualizing the burning process.
Because the relaxation is, I'm going to use a percentage because, of course, when we did it initially, we never did it for 10 minutes, right? It was 45 minutes to an hour or something like that. But I would say in the beginning, when you first start, you may spend 80 to 90% of your time relaxing and 10% burning.
Right. You were saying before, you feel like people in general are in a rush to get to the good stuff.
Yeah, because it's cool. Visualization, yellow light breathing in, black stuff coming out, burning off with the red flame. Wow, that's awesome. let's burn some shit. It's like, no. It's like, but if you don't relax, you're getting so...
Hey, I like a good fire as much as the next guy.
Exactly. But there's so much slippage there, meaning so much inefficiency there. It's like that, your energy is being wasted on that.
Right.
Much like we said about, or I said, I'm going to blame you. I said, that a lot of practitioners that have been doing things for decades and they're doing all this complicated stuff, but they're not producing anything but more chaos for themselves because they don't focus on the foundations. They don't have a grasp or a really good handle on the foundational practices. It's inefficient. The slippage is so much that you can't get a handhold into it. It's like you're getting 10%. You're pouring all this energy in, but you're getting a 10-cent return. Right. I don't know about you, but a 10% ROI is not something I'm looking for.
Right.
I'm not going to spend all that time and money or whatever, all of my energy on that thing for a 10% return. It's just not. It's not something I would do. Reverse that. That's good.
Yeah.
Even if it's 1 minute at 90%, that's pretty good.
Right.
That will have more effect than 9 minutes of 10% effort. It's you see the correlation between the two, right? So it's like I'm going to put my effort where it's where I'm going to make it more efficient for me and have the best result, right? ROI, right? Return on investment.
Yeah.
So,
no,
I know. I'm saying to that in case it's a what's a ROI?
Right.
It's like
sure.
So,
but I think it is. I'm glad you brought it up because it's an important point. Because usually when you think about doing meditations or doing visualization exercises, a lot of the time, you can say like it's easy to just say that's woo woo or or whatever or blow it off, discount it, not feel that you're getting results from it or whatever, or whether it be even like a shamanic journey or something like that.
Sure.
But to understand that it's it's not because those techniques have no value or very little value.
Right.
It's that the foundational stuff isn't in place to allow
maximize
them
the effect
to have a profound effect or to have a profound experience in that place or doing those things. And what we're saying is relax. Relaxation, profound relaxation is the way to immerse yourself in that place and getting those results that people talk about, but very few people actually experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what we're all about is the experience.
Yeah, because I think it's easy to look at people that spend that much time in meditation or whatever as, being disconnected or, but we're realists.
Right.
And we care about our lives in this place and what our physical life looks like. And, and obviously it's like, nobody wants to waste their time.
Right. In anything.
Yeah.
So, that's the thing. So the bottom line for this day is that your effect will be directly proportionate to the ability you have to relax to the nth degree, right? So we're not expecting, and please don't expect to be able to get to that profound, we're not expecting you to get to that profound relaxation where your mind is awake and aware, but your body is completely and totally offline.
Right.
And your senses are offline.
Just have the understanding.
That's where you're moving toward.
Yeah.
And that the more you relax your body, the more sensory stimulation you take offline or make neutralized, that's going to put you, the essence of you, in more of that wave-like form, more of that energetic form. And when you move into these practices, you're going to return with a much better much better outcome than you would otherwise.
Right. And in this situation, that burning or that dissipation of that negative aspect or that thing that may be keeping you from your goal or that you perceive as an important aspect of keeping you from your goal, or an incongruency that may be leaking a lot of energy away from you. It's like, so the deeper you go into that place, the more profound that thing you'll experience a dissipation of that aspect.
That's right. And you'll notice it by having more energy in the day, right? Because it's not weighing your mind down.
That's your indicator.
That's my indicator.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can again, drop it into, what are the brass tacks? It's like, again, there has to be a pretty strong indicator for each practice. How do I gauge my results? It's not something that you should be doing for decades and not seeing any direct response, right? So that's just crazy. I wouldn't do that for months.
Right.
I wouldn't spend my time on that. Maybe it's because I've done things that I can choose between. I've done things like that and haven't produced anything and toss them, and I've done things that in a shorter period of time, holy mackerel, it's like really produce some significant gains. And so there's nothing wrong with gauging or having some sort of gauge for your progress. I mean, why would you do anything where you couldn't gauge your progress? I wouldn't. I mean, so there's no reason that anybody else should be expected to do that. So again, having more energy in your day and less distraction from these things by burning them on a fairly regular basis will give you, more energy to put into what you want, less distraction in your day, more energy in your day.
And more mental energy focused on what you want.
And the ability to, if something comes up that's disturbing, to relax and to be able to take away the dross, burn off the excess. So it doesn't impact you as much. There are plenty of things that we have that, get that through the day. So, that's it.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. So today, again, just taking 10 or 20 minutes, as much as you can, or as much as you have, to do the burning meditation. Again, with that increased emphasis on the relaxation
part. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Awesome. All right. Have fun with it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.